Alright, my beautiful people, what is going on? I am so glad to be back. I really missed you guys. Today we're going to be talking about the CRKT Minimalist series, specifically the Katana variant. That's what that number correlates. Costing around 30 to 40 USD, which is pretty good for what you get. And if you're hesitating about buying one of these after this video, this knife is probably not what you're looking for. CRKT stands for Columbia River Knives and Tools for anyone unfamiliar with the brand. So let's jump right into the box. Before we get to the knife, we're going to be starting with the accessories. The Minimalist series, pretty sure all of them come with a paracord with adjuster for net carry, which I am not interested in. And alongside that will be a 1.5-inch belt loop, which also I am not interested in. This can be attached to the sheath for horizontal or scout carry, whatever term you're most familiar with, and a pan flip that explains, how to take care of the knife and lifetime warranty and other products that they offer, but we're not interested in that. So let's get this out of the way and start focusing on the knife itself. Here is the CRKT Minimalist Katana. I call it a mini katana considering its overall size. It's not really a katana. Starting off with the sheath. Don't get me started on the sheath. This inexpensive injection molded piece of thermoplastic is actually offering pretty decent retention of the knife. There's a little rattle. Not sure if you guys heard that, but I wear this thing everywhere. With this ulti clip. Here's the one that I am using. Anyone interested? Okay, yeah, but I use it with the OT clip. I believe there is 3/4 inch separation between these eyelets, the brass eyelets, so you can add different attachments like the OT clip I just mentioned a second ago. On top here, we have a thumb push, thumb ramp, whatever term you're most familiar with. Feels great in the hand, perfectly contouring to the thumb. No complaints from me. It's simply a minimalist sheath and gets the job done. But now pushing the sheath off, we can start admiring the knife while I talk about the specifications. This mini katana is 3.6-inch blade and has a 3-inch long handle that comes in at 6.6 inches overall. Now, I'm not knowledgeable of types of steel in the knife community, and I should be, but this steel is high carbon stainless steel with a bead blast finish to reduce rust and glinting. I believe that's a decent steel, alright, good for edge retention and resharpening, but I have no idea. Y'all are gonna have to let me know in the comments. I've had this knife for around 2 months of regular use, and it's sharp enough for me using it in my daily use. I've not been like bushcrafting, abusing the knife, but I'm having a pretty dependable experience so far. The jimping, I don't know how you pronounce that word, is on top. It does not run the full length of the handle. I would prefer if it did. I think that'd give it, a little extra texture, but that is my own opinion. It's not too aggressive while not being like too passive where it's like it shouldn't even be there. It's maybe like 0.5 millimeter deep, providing just enough texture for wet or sweaty hands. Full tang design, solid metal goes all the way down the handle, which is a must in a fixed blade. Moving to the handle, I know what you might be saying. That's a pretty average size 3-inch knife handle, and you'd be right. The finger choil is very deep, giving you a good purchase or grip on the knife, whether you're holding it tip up or tip down in this orientation. Insert into window wherever you see fit. These scales are made from resin-infused fibers, similar to a G10 material, which is another type of resin-infused material with a fibrous texture to it. It has a good piece of box-woven lanyard for the pinky. Not sure if it's real paracord, but that's still a good piece of cordage, last resort. If you're in a pinch, you need to tie something, you could probably rip this off, do something with that. Not really a fan of the whole green and black layering on the scales. Probably going to dye them black if I can. The Minimalist comes in many different variations, whether your desired purpose for it is. Some with long or short blade lengths, other styles and colors Yeah, while that being said, the person who actually designs these knives, his name is Alan Foltz. His name is on the thing. Yep, there it is right there. Foltz Designs. He comes out with custom ones of these, and they are gorgeous. I'll put some on screen, and they immediately sell. So if you happen to see one you like, be sure to grab it while you can. I'm going to put some of his custom knives on screen while I talk about the real world aspects of carrying a fixed blade for self-defense purposes. I carry the knife appendix position so I'm able to reach it with my non-dominant hand tipped down. This is a tool at the end of the day. We all do what it takes to get home, and I'm a valid CWP holder, so in the unfortunate event I'm in a clinch for my weapon, I'm not going to have the time, space, or cognitive ability to open a pocket knife and go to work. You know what I'm saying? But with most of us, we just carry like a cheap gas station or off-brand knife for everyday use, cause why not? It's affordable, it's basic. But I'm basically saying in case you gotta stab a motherfucker, plain and simple. Okay, you gotta have something reliable, something rigid, and not a lot of moving parts to it. I'm prefacing this because while doing research for this video, this affordable knife, only being $30 to $40, is reliable. Listen to this. There's a news article of a man, Dan Beam is his name, that endured a horrific event on a train riding through the subway. Beam had a bad feeling about two individuals who crossed into his car on the CTA's red line one day. That's basically a subway car or something like that. The man sized them up. One of them grabbed his phone, and with the theft of personal property, it set off a melee involving knives, bottles that spilled onto another train car, and eventually the platform of the station. Once again, I've run out of storage space on my iPhone. Now, I think it's a running joke at this point that I just don't have enough storage space on the phone that I use to record, so I'm just going to leave this in as a little inside joke for the people that have been with the channel the longest. With Mr. Beam knifing 3 of his attackers before jumping from the train and calling for help, Mr. Beam, 42 years of age, fought back determined and eventually got away with all his attackers being arrested. But unfortunately, Mr. Beam suffered a kick to the face, stabbing in the collarbone, and being cracked over the head with bottles multiple times as he fended off the 2 men he was grappling with, along with 4 others, Beam and police state. This event taking place on July 22nd of 2022. This event put a spotlight on the sharp rise in violent crime on the subway trains and buses, with Beam releasing a statement to the public about the event. This is what he stated. "There is no doubt I was victimized regardless of how the fight went, and that I might have gotten a couple shots in." Beam says it's a traumatic experience. "I can't imagine other people who aren't as aware, vigilant, or prepared as I am being in that type of situation." So with all that being said, this CRKT Minimalist Katana being 1 inch longer certainly wouldn't have hindered his situation. This being a great overall knife for the size and price is worth buying, with a living testimony through Dan Beam defending himself with a 2.5 inch blade from 6 total assailants. I have nothing left to say in this video, but God bless Dan Beam and his future endeavors. If you people like this video, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It is free. You can also unsubscribe at any moment you do not like the content that I am posting at the time. But always know you are welcome back here. I care and love about you guys. Each one of you guys have a purpose and you matter. So it's great to be back. Hopefully I'll stay back in the swing of things. I will see you in the next video or in whatever the other video you decide to click on. Love, Livin.